Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler do battle for first and second for the top spot one more time here in 2006. Of course, they met the next year, the following year in 2007, but Ronnie placed, fifth? And this is, Ronnie was still the champion here. And this is Jay Cutler. He finally gets his redemption. He beats Ronnie Coleman in 2006. Do I agree with the judges? I'll let you know when this is all over. Ronnie Coleman, he brought the size, he brought the conditioning, but his symmetry is off with that lat torn, and that's pretty obvious in a pose like this. His proportions also are a little off when you look at the size of his legs compared to his upper body, but that was always the case after 2004, in my opinion. And also the calves are a little skimpy. Jay Cutler, he looks good. He looks perfect, really. His conditioning is not as good as Ronnie's. So if everything was working for Ronnie, he would get the win. He's bigger, more muscular. But the symmetry, guys. Let's go to the side position. And I do not like judging the side positions. I mean, if Ronnie tilted slightly, he would probably look better. That's why it's kind of stupid, really. But anyway, they do it in professional bodybuilding, so if I have the pictures, I will show them. I actually like Jay Cutler better. His torso is a little bit longer, and that favors him in a pose like this. Back developments. Is Jay finally getting Ronnie in a pose such as this? Not really. The glutes, of course, are always going to be tighter for Ronnie Coleman. The back muscles, more separation, but this time with that torn lat, or that missing lat of Ronnie Coleman, it appears the width is not there for him. Ronnie Coleman, or Jay Cutler rather, a little bit wider than Ronnie. Incredible. So the symmetry round, it's a very difficult one to judge. Jay's more perfect. Ronnie's bigger and more conditioned. It's going to be a close one. Let's begin with the front double bicep pose. And I'm using some pictures of these guys actually together on stage, just to get the sizes right. But some of them step forward, and you guys bends at the knees, and I always get criticized for sizing, but I always check whenever the two guys that I'm doing the matchup with, if they have stepped on stage together. Gotta look at these. But anyway, Ronnie Coleman, he might be stepping forward a little. You can see what I mean about the proportions. His upper body, it's lagging when you look at his legs. Jay Cutler, let's bring another one up. Now I size these ones up, and it's a much clearer picture, more flattering for Ronnie. He was tilted thusly in the other one. It's going to be difficult, even with the proportions of his upper body and lower body with Ronnie Coleman. His arms are not small. It's his torso. When I look at the arms, it's just Jay Cutler. He cannot beat Ronnie in this. He was always losing to Ronnie in this, maybe in 2001. Because Jay looked fantastic. But his bicep symmetry is off. Ronnie, I think he is doing enough to defeat Jay Cutler in this pose. Front lat spread is a no-brainer if you ask me. Ronnie Coleman, when he was on with this shot, and I get criticized for actually picking him over top-tier bodybuilders in a pose like this. Ronnie didn't have the best front lat spread. Certain years, he could beat almost anyone. But 9 times out of 10, it looked like this. This is a terrible shot. Unreal for Jay Cutler. He pulled off a fantastic front lat spread. This is reminiscent of 2001, I'm here to tell you. So Jay, what he was losing in the front double bicep pose, he is more than getting back in the front lat spread. Side chest time, and this one could usually make or break a matchup between these guys, because it actually went either way, depending. Ronnie Coleman, he might be a little too large, and he might be a little too conditioned for Jay to handle. Now, there's no real symmetry in a pose like this. The proportions are good for Ronnie. Bring another one up here. Yes. Ronnie's just too much for Jay Cutler. He is hard, and he is crisp. Just too big, too much for Jay. So, Ronnie Coleman gets a point. Of course, then the side tricep. Look at Ronnie Coleman. What do you call that? When his tricep goes flat like that? What does Mikey say? Anybody know? No? Comment maybe in the section. What does he say? He calls that, what is it, flapjack? Flapjack arm? French toast? I can't remember exactly. You guys can let me know. Jay Cutler, he's not really impressing me all that much in a shot like this either. But that pancakey, that pancakey tricep of Ronnie Coleman, I think it is enough to give him a loss in this shot. But like I said, Jay Cutler, I've seen him pull off an awesome side tricep, much better than this one. So is this really saying Jay Cutler is taking the title away from Ronnie in a pose like this? I don't think so. Might be getting a slight edge, though. Christmas tree pose or the test of conditioning. Jay usually not even close in the glute department. This time he is right there with Coleman in the striations. Of course, when you look at the actual muscle separation of the glutes, the tie-ins, Ronnie appears to be a little bit tighter in that aspect. The lower back, Jay may be getting Ronnie in that aspect, but this is not a mandatory shot, so whipping a dead horse. Close though, guys. Rear lat spread. Ronnie, his lat is deteriorated. Looks like his tricep as well on the same side, on that left side. But is that enough to lose against Jay when Ronnie he's probably winning in the lag department and the glutes? Jay sure looks good for Jay Cutler in the glutes. Ronnie, he pulled off some decent calves this year from behind. I don't know, though. That symmetry is so off. But like I said in the side tricep, is this enough to award a man the Sandow statue to take it away from Ronnie because of this? I don't know. It's close, I guess. This is a friggin' difficult one to judge. Rear double bicep. Now look at the proportions of Ronnie. His legs just a little bit too massive to match that upper body. This may be a little bit of a sharper pose for Jay Cutler. Bring another one. Look at the outer lats. Now Jay most certainly getting an edge in that aspect. It's a tight one here in the rear double bicep, both back shots. I don't think I've ever seen Jay so close to Ronnie in a back shot. I mean, even the controversial years. Look at the 2001, guys. Ronnie was just flatlining Jay Cutler. It was not like this. It was not like this at all. So I think due to that just overwhelming lat size and even the traps, Jay may be getting a slight edge in the rear double bi, and I can't believe I'm saying that. Ab and thigh pose, and it appears Ronnie Coleman is stepping into a hole. Not really, he's bending at the knees. And oftentimes I will size the gentleman and taking into consideration bending at the knees, and I get criticized for sizing them incorrectly. So let's switch them back, and it appears the hole is in the other side this time. See, Ronnie just crouches down, and Jay Cutler, he stands up nice and straight. Look at the size of Ronnie's legs, so you can tell it's not sized incorrectly. So at this time, I will bring up a couple of clearer pictures, ones that I actually sized. And it appears that Ronnie Coleman, the conditioning is there, like in all of the shots. But that short torso and those unaesthetic abs, it's hurting him. Jay Cutler, he doesn't look the best this year. His legs may be a little undersized, to tell you the truth. Nice and striated, though. It is actually a close one in this one. It's a difficult decision to make. Ronnie Coleman's conditioning is just so much better. But at the end of the day, it's not really enough for Jay to take the title away. But personally, I just find his ab setup just that much better than Ronnie's. But man, the more I look at this, the conditioning of Ronnie, the vascularity, fantastic. It's a close one. Every one of these shots, aside from a couple, are actually a very, very, very close decision. We have made it to the most muscular. This is an on-stage shot of them together, but Jay obviously is stepping forward. Even his legs actually look bigger in this one. Bring one up that I sized. Ronnie Coleman, he's going to get Jay Cutler in this pose pretty much every time. 2004 was a little weak for Ronnie, in my opinion. It was actually a little strong for Jay. But here it appears they're back to normal. Jay, his arms, they just cannot match Ronnie's, and Ronnie's lat, the only real weakness that he had. That's hidden. You can't see it. It doesn't really matter. Here's another one, and I actually like Jay personally better in this one. It's his abs. But is he beating Ronnie? It's a most muscular. Aesthetics are kind of set to the side slightly in a pose like this, and it's more about size and conditioning. And Ronnie has that in spades. So the combination of the two most musculars, it's going to be hard for Jay to ever catch Ronnie in that pose. So guys, I have the unenviable task of making a decision here. Ronnie Coleman was obviously winning in the front double. He had him in the side chest, in my opinion, and in the most muscular. So was it enough for Jay? He won the front lat, maybe the side try. But I think it was the back developments, the non-symmetry of Ronnie, and the proportions even were off when you look at the size of his legs. So Jay Cutler may get a slight edge in this one. Is it enough to take the title away from Ronnie Coleman? Maybe. But this is just a judge by pictures, so you got to use all discretion when making decisions on these ones. And I do expect some criticism. But this is a similar result. Jay Cutler, he does get a slight edge in 2006. But I mean, come on. Ronnie Coleman, he was basically not losing any worse in any of the other years, such as 2001, 2004. The other years were obviously a blowout. Anyway, guys, it's a controversial decision. Let me know in the comment section below who you guys think won the 2006 Mr. Olympia. I gotta give a slight edge to Jay. He was winning in the back. Hope you guys enjoyed this little mini-series. The emotions were up and down with this one, I know. You guys got a little bit upset with me for the 2004, but hey, I gotta stick with my guns. Be true to myself. Anyway, guys, one last word for Luke Sandow and his family. I hope everybody is reflecting on the positivity that Luke put out into this world, and let us not think about the negativity. And I would like to ask you guys not to be sending any requests for any matchups between Luke Sandow and any other recently passed bodybuilders. I've gotten many requests for Dallas McCarver versus Luke Sandow. Give it some time, guys. I'm not all about getting the views. I know you can get a lot of views, and it's not all about making money. Sometimes you have to respect the families of lost souls like Luke Sandow. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hit thumbs up. Have a good day.